Okay, so we've got all our objects in. Now, what I want to do is select a background. Now, I really like this shot that I've taken in New Zealand. There's a beach, cliffs, the sun, and we've got the clouds on top here. Now, our canvas, which is this box here, is going to be our A4 piece of paper. And of course, we want our background to cover all of that. So, what I'm going to do is hold down Command and then press T, and that's a shortcut for transforming our image. Now I'm going to grab this little box on the right hand side and make it nice and big. I'm pretty happy with that placement. Once I'm happy with that, I hit enter, and now we've changed the size of our background. Now, to make a surrealism piece, while this does look a little surreal in itself, we need to go a little bit more crazy. So I'm going to go to my second image here, and I'm going to click and drag that on top. So our layers, our Photoshop layers, are like layers in a cake. The ones that are on top can be seen above the ones on lower layers. So now I've got this really funky rock. Now I just want this rock in itself. I don't want any of this background. So there are multiple ways I can get rid of that. One way I'm going to show you now is what we call the magnetic lasso tool. Now to get that, you go to the lasso tool up here, left click and hold down until our options arrive. I then select the magnetic one. I'm then going to get the magnifying glass down the bottom here and zoom in so it's nice and big. Now if I ever want to zoom out, I can hold down Alt or Option and then click, and we see the magnifying glass turns into a minus symbol, a negative symbol. Positive for zooming in. When I hold down Alt or Option and I click, it zooms out. Now going back to our magnetic tool here, what we're going to do is just click once and then let go, and then I'm going to start tracing around my rock. Now as we can see, we get all these little squares which are called vertices or vertexes, and as I trace around, it starts to magnetically, well apparently so, trace around our rock. Now once we're happy with our selection, very importantly, we need to connect all of this together, otherwise it won't make a clear selection. So as soon as I get to that first square, my tool is going to have a little circle around it. We can see our little magnet there with it looks like a coat hanger and the circle. Once I click that, we get sort of these little ants marching around. That's our selection. Now, I'm very happy with that selection there. If I wasn't happy with that, I could just hit Command D, which will deselect all of that, and I can start again. Or I can just press Control or Command Z rather and bring it back. Now, as I said, I'm very happy with this selection here. So what I'm going to do now is press Command Shift and I, which is Control Shift and I on PC. And what that has done is inverted the selection. So instead of having the rock selected, I've now selected everything else on this layer. Once I hit delete, could not complete your request because the smart object is not directly editable. That's fine. What we've got here is a smart object. Now we can see this layer here. Instead of looking just like a little thumbnail of our image, it's actually got a little page, a little image in here as well, which means it's a smart object. Now to make it unsmart, so we can start to alter it, there are a few things that we can do. So to begin with, what we can do